I'm Jonah Becker, and I'm the Director of Design at HTC, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about our design process for the new HTC One. This is a product that we are extremely proud of. It took the effort of the whole company to get behind this and really drive it forward. I think from a hardware design standpoint, one of the things that we're really excited about is the all aluminum or virtually all aluminum construction. That's really a first for a phone. Normally when you're designing and building a phone, you have to have large panels of non-metallic areas. Typically you'll see something like plastic or glass to break the overall structure to allow the antenna signals out. But what you see here, if you look at the back, virtually an all aluminum panel across the back. And then when you turn it around to the front as well, other than the glass covering the screen, we have, again, the aluminum continuing on below and above the screen where we feature the boom sound, our dual stereo speakers.
Now, it looks like it is a milled aluminum back, and then the front aluminum piece is a slab sandwiching the internals in between them, right?
Yes.
That's what it looks like to me from seeing it.
So it's basically a composite unibody structure, so that we have this complete solid structure. It is not separate aluminum panels that are all glued to this substructure. They're actually integrated in the manufacturing process. And so what you get is, on a typical phone, you might find multiple plastic parts. They can be glued together, sometimes snapped together. Occasionally they might be screwed together. But over time, you get that plastic, that creakiness, the phone starts to wear down, break down. What we have here is something that's a very solid construction. So in terms of the material and the tactile sense that you get when holding the phone, it feels very premium. You get the coldness of the aluminum. It's very, a hard material, so it feels great in your hand. But at the same time, because of the construction, it's also very rigid, so it just feels rock solid. So it's slim, we've narrowed it down to less than 4 millimeters across the edges here, and have this nice soft curve that you see over the back, bowing it, so that when it sits in your hand, it really matches to the form of your hand. So it feels really great when you're holding it as well.
Now, the design language, as far as the look of the phone, it is an evolution of what the previous HTC One series had with their polycarbonate unibody designs. The shape and form factor seems to be a continuation of that HTC language. What made you think that this time round you could go with a full aluminum device? Because you've had aluminum unibody and other sort of chassis mixed in with plastic on previous devices. I'm thinking of maybe the first Nexus, Desire, the original Desire, and even the Desire HD. There was a combination. But why is it only this time that you've been able to achieve this construction? Yeah,
so as you mentioned, the idea of using aluminum and to create a really premium phone is not a new thing for us. And most recently, last year, launching the One X and the One S. One X, which was a polycarbonate unibody, and the One S, which had the micro arc oxidization finish and had an aluminum unibody, but had those traditional antenna breaks that you have top and the bottom. It was basically working with our advanced materials team to develop the new to develop this new manufacturing process, and also working with our engineering team, the RF engineers, etc., to be able to sort of leap past that barrier to where we can now construct something that is virtually all metal, so that you don't have these these windows that affect the way you approach the design, but that we can have something that is really pure and solid.
Now, I noticed the buttons are also metal as well, and the volume has that nice sort of spiral etched on it. It's hard to see unless you look really closely, but I think there's lots of little touches you guys have put into the design, which obviously HTC has always been known for going the extra mile when it comes to details on their devices. But this certainly, I think, is a sort of combination of many years of that obsessive attention to detail.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we want to do is have a very pure design. We don't want to add design or essentially add decoration when we're making something. We want to make the most of what's there. So, like for example, you talk about the back surface that has this really nice matte aluminum finish. But then, rather than add another material to get a little highlight, we went in and took that exact same aluminum part and we put this diamond cut finish on the edge that gives this kind of high polish reflectivity, so that it kind of adds a little bit of texture and detail to the overall phone. And as you mentioned, touch points like volume, something that's used quite a lot, to have, again, an aluminum button with this spiral cut finish, which is what you're feeling, so that, it has this nice texture. You can sort of locate the top and bottom of the button, and again, that feels great on your thumb when you're using it.
So people who might be concerned about durability, we have the white and black finish, and obviously that's applied on top of the aluminum. So what process have you used to make sure that doesn't wear off or chip off in case of drops and falls?
So I would say the construction here is rock solid. So, as far as parts breaking off, things like that, that's not something that we're worried about with this phone. I think it's one of the most solid things we've ever made. If you talk about the aluminum finish here, anything that you drop has the potential to get scratched. That's sort of just real life. I think what's nice is when you have a natural silver finish like this, any scratches that may happen are not, they're going to reveal silver. So it's
but
just
the black one is probably more susceptible to...
The black one will be a touch more susceptible because it's a black anodized finish. But again, we've coated it with a very rugged coating so that it's going to be scratch resistant and all that.
And you guys showed a really nice case off, official case to go with it anyway.
We do have two different case options, one that is a sort of traditional hardcover, and then another one that's a sort of a folio case that has a built-in kickstand.
So I know we have to wrap it up, but I have two questions and then we'll cut it off. But I guess you can't tell me the details. Can you at least elaborate on how you got that antenna etched in? Is it sort of glued into the back of the channel on the back of the... Because it is a plastic antenna on the back.
It is...
sort of, if you flip it over, you can see the little line, right? That's the antenna, right?
That is not the antenna.
Oh, it is not? Okay, I thought it was.
But, well, the antenna is on the inside.
Okay.
So this is everything that you're seeing here on these images is actually the external structure. Now, we do make use of some of the aluminum and integrate the antenna into the aluminum panels on the phone.
So what are those lines then? Oh, you can't tell.
I would say that's sort of our secret sauce in terms of being able to accomplish this.
And last question would be about the glass and the screen. We haven't talked much about it. I'm assuming, is it glitter glass 2?
Yes.
Glitter glass? Yeah. And it's is the screen using a zero gap sort of technology as far as the gap between the LCD and the digitizer?
Yes, we have obviously, to get something this thin, we've reduced all the gaps, and then also in terms of the construction between the touch window glass and the rest of the phone housing is obviously incredibly tight to give you that very premium fit and feel.
Well, I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to us. It's a beautiful looking phone, certainly one of the best, if not the best looking phone currently available. And certainly it's very HTC, and I love it. I've been an HTC user since one of the early HP iPads, so I've been around for a long time, and it's definitely a great looking device.
Well, thank you very much, and obviously we're happy if you're happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.